Y'all ready? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the New York born, Las Vegas made, always getting paid, with the Usain Bolt fast, the one to beat, but good luck with that. The man who never sleeps, and neither does his podcast. The notorious, the glorious, can do everything except Boris. Has the funniest jokes. Is always woke. The podcast GOAT. The man with the plan. AKA your host, Killer Cam. Now kick back in your seat and we welcome you to the podcast that never sleeps. Killer Cam. And witness greatness.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We're
Episode
live.
47.
Number 47.
Agent 47.
Is that you, 47? I like how he's a hero, but he's like a murderous robot. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast Never Sleeps. I'm your host, Killer Cam, aka Cam, aka your boy. And with me always is the funny and very knowledgeable Jabba Resurrect, aka Jared, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, happy to be back. Happy to be with the people. So excited about this episode.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one.
Oh.
So if this is your first time at the podcast Never Sleeps, welcome. Happy to have you.
Yeah.
Here we explore the new, the ancient, and the mysterious, all with way too many pop culture references.
So many.
Jared, will you do me a huge favor and will you tell the audience what we'll be diving into today, my guy?
Today's a fun one, guys. We've been building up to this for a while. We've hinted at it for a long time. We are going to decode the most mysterious place on Earth. We're going to dive into the mysterious Skinwalker Ranch.
Let's go!
And I want to say first, please, before we dive in, like and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Just hitting those buttons does a lot. Helps recommend the show to other people.
Oh, yeah.
So please do that for us. But there is so much nonsense around Skinwalker Ranch. Like the normal stories, people have heard like little bits of here and there, or they think they know kind of the deal. I promise you, we're going to tell you so many things today that you've probably never heard before, and so many ridiculous stories surrounding this property, verified stories and accounts of what's going on there.
How silly this fucking place is.
And by the end of the show, it gets even crazier. So stick around. Make sure you stick around to the end of the episode, because that's when it gets freaking wild. So yeah, Skinwalker Ranch today.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I know. We've been waiting for this episode for a minute because there's so much to it, and we wanted to make sure we hit. It's a lot of research.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
a lot to do.
It's fun.
And a lot of setup.
Generational fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot to do. So yeah, a lot to set up, and we finally we're like, all right, dude, this week let's put the work in and let's
Big 47.
Let's get the good out to the folks.
Yeah.
So while we wait for the chat to fill up. I say, I'm just gonna ask you, how was your week? Would you do anything fun, anything crazy,
anything exciting this week? I did do a rewatch of a film that we're going to talk about
you
later.
You did it again? Okay, well, let me see if you did it again. Go on.
Well, I'm going to do a rewatch of a film that we are going to talk about later.
That, yeah.
Okay, that's it. And it's I'm excited to talk about that with you.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Mostly diving into this topic. I had a lot
your daughter's
of fun.
birthday.
What? Oh my gosh! Yeah,
you did that last time where you forget,
because it's
it's
the
the previous week.
Yeah.
I get it.
But yes, within the past 7 days, we
Yes.
did a birthday party for my daughter.
That was so fun.
Her mom did a great job putting that thing together.
Yeah.
Food was amazing. We had a lot of fun. I'm so proud of her. She's on this varsity volleyball team now.
Yeah.
So that was cool, just playing some volleyball. But the whole family together.
Oh man, every time
we all get together, it's a good time.
Yeah.
So, appreciate everybody coming out and making her birthday so special.
No,
so,
that was a blast.
It's because it is a different week. I do.
I get it. I know.
I'm thinking like Monday.
But like you missed,
what's
like
happened
you
in the
forgot
past
your own
48
birthday.
hours.
Yeah.
I forget.
Like when we had your party, I'm like, oh, you're not gonna mention your own party.
Yeah, a few days ago.
No,
That
we have
is
good
funny.
times. Anyway, let's every time. So I'm like, let's see if he's gonna do it because you're like, oh, I saw a good movie.
Because I'm thinking in the last 48 hours, what have I done?
No, the last since we talked to the folks last.
Yeah.
So all right,
that makes more sense.
I think I'm just gonna dive in and just start talking about this madness.
Oh yeah, we got to get started. Let's Skinwalker Ranch it. Oh yeah.
Let's
do this. Let's do this, baby. Chronological.
Yeah.
Going to the way back, the old time.
What movie's that with what's his name?
The
Tom Hanks.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah,
Yeah. Or if you've seen that show, The 100.
No.
Oh yeah, they have a language kind of like that. The true.
Yeah, that shit. What movie is that? It's Wachowski's. Dude, I'm so close. Help me out here.
Moon Elevator.
Tom Hanks. Moon Elevator. Yeah. Discount Server.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Dystopian.
Yeah.
Frederica.
Yeah. Now you're losing it.
Yeah. Damn.
I'm looking it up.
Oh, Cloud
Atlas. Boom, boy.
See, Frederica
Well
got
done.
me there. Somehow.
Okay, so let me just. This is muy importante.
Oh, Skinwalker Ranch.
All right, so you ready? I'm gonna sort of explain the genesis of, so not how it came to be, but the first people who like went public about how crazy this place is. Okay. So the Sherman family moved in 1994.
Okay. Oh wow. So this is ancient history.
Basically, right? Yeah. So it was. They saw it as like a fixer-upper.
Right.
Right. A lot to do for sure. But they're like, we want a nice, quiet, simple ranch life.
Yeah.
A rancher's life for me.
Quite a mistake then.
They couldn't have picked a worse place.
Yeah.
So it's located in the Uinta County in Utah.
Yeah.
And so little did they know how crazy this place was going to be. So they have over 100 documented experiences that they've gone public about.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait to hear about some of this.
so here's like I'm just going to go and bang away. So we're going to start off. That sounded too sexual.
What made them? What's the first thing that really made them think like,
the
maybe
first
there's something
thing
wrong here?
So right after they moved in,
strange about this place.
or when they bought the joint and they moved in, they noticed like chains on all the doors and locks on the windows and like
creepy.
chains for guard dogs and shit. It's like, like what is all this? Yeah.
From the previous owner.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're like, okay, so these guys were like real secure, like they were worried about getting robbed all the time or something, right? Yeah. Like they were like maybe like preppers. Like,
why are the locks on the outside of the doors?
Yeah. Like
Real
apocalypse
alarm
Armageddon preppers. What are they called?
Yeah, preppers. Yeah.
Yeah, but doomsday preppers.
Yeah.
They're like maybe they're doomsday preppers, and because the previous family, they owned it since the 1930s.
Oh, okay.
So they owned it. That's ancient history.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. So
how funny.
Yeah, they were also given specific instructions, and the Myers family was the one who owned it from the 1930s.
Yeah.
The Sherman family is the one that bought it, right? So they were given specific instruction from the Myers family not to dig without contacting them first. Mind you, they're selling them the property.
Yeah, if you're buying a house from someone and they have to give you instructions, like a manual on how to live in a, like there's something up.
Don't dig without contacting you first. Like,
first, this is my. I don't dig whatever I want. No, you don't understand. You don't
Trust me. Yeah. So the first instance.
So they did try to warn him a little bit.
Not really. No, they're like not at all.
Yeah.
First instance, they noticed a like wolf or a big dog, and it was like very muscular and had these piercing blue eyes and like.
Yeah, that's
it had like gray fur, right?
Yeah.
So it like seemed tamed though. It seemed like maybe it belonged to somebody.
Oh,
right?
they thought it was a pet.
Yeah, because it was like
big wolf pet.
They went up to it and they were able to pet it and everything, and it was like cool.
Yeah.
And so like okay, this must be like somebody's pet, right?
Yeah.
So but when they go up to it, the first thing that shocked him was they saw that when the guy went up, Terry Sherman. It was he's 6 feet tall. It was up to his chest.
Okay, so it's a
big
wolf
animal.
that stands on four legs about 5 feet high.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, that's freaking
big,
terrifying.
Yep, and muscular, right?
Muscular's weird too.
I know.
Like when you see like those pit bulls where they actually have like
they're
chest and arm muscles when they
yoked.
stand.
Yeah. That's what I'm picturing.
Yeah.
So basically, you picture that, and it's up here, but it seems friendly.
Yeah.
And on the drop of a hat, it turns and runs towared their cattle.
Okay. Oh,
And-
that's the worst case scenario for them.
So the cattle's
their
thankfully in like a locked up,
A
right?
pen
There's
of some
gate.
kind, yeah.
Yeah. So they run up to the gate,
Yeah.
and there's one little curious like calf that was looking out like, oh, what's going on
Yeah.
here? Grabs it and just starts tearing at it, right? So they start punching it and trying to kick it.
What?
Yeah, and nothing's happening. And then he's like, son, go grab my 37, my
at
Magnum.
this point, you have to do something.
Bah, bah. Doesn't fucking move. Nothing happens. Another shot.
Does it
It
just
drops
keep
the calf.
eating
No.
Oh, it
Third
just
shot.
kept going.
Oh yeah, drops the calf and just like sort of looks at him.
Like, what are you
And then yeah,
disturbing my meal
yeah,
for?
I was eating, idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he's like, son, go grab my 30-aught.
What?
Goes and grabs a 30-06, fires 2 to no avail.
What? This thing's
Third
taking 5
shot,
bullets? Okay.
Fires. He sees the flesh rip off of it, and it just stares at him.
Oh, yeah. So this is insane.
Yep. And then it slowly turns and walks into the forest. It's like,
Like, no big deal.
Yeah, like I guess I'm done with you anyway.
Oh, that's freaking terrifying.
Left trails. They're like, we gotta hunt it and kill it.
Yeah, you gotta.
So they
this'll
follow the
come
trails
back.
for like about a
Could
mile
Eat the children.
in the middle of like this real soft ground.
Yeah.
Where they see the trails that they just stop, disappear. They're like, what?
Okay.
That's not a thing that happens.
Yep.
So the trails just disappear.
So it didn't continue walking. It flew.
Who
away.
knows?
yeah, or just disappeared.
It
Okay.
disappeared.
That's
They don't know.
That's absurd.
The story the trails tell is
and they saw the bullets actually take skin
saw flesh
off of it, so
coming
that
off.
he hit it
they
several
and
times.
not
up
only
close.
did he see the flesh coming off, he heard the bullets making impact.
Oh,
yeah,
dude, that's freaking weird.
and it didn't move. It's just like anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. So next, this was like their first night there.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the
So-
first.
yeah.
Night.
So next, they saw lights, right? And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, it's some asshole with an RV because it was a white light and a red light. So they figured maybe they're seeing the headlight and the tail light.
Of course,
right?
yeah, that makes sense. Or
Yeah.
reverse lights, something like that. Yeah.
Sure. But they see a white light and a red
Yeah.
light. And so like, some assholes on our property.
Yeah.
So they roll up to it and they start trying to walk towards it. And they're noticing that as they walk closer,
Yeah.
it's staying the same distance like away.
Oh, so like it's
silently
moving away from them.
But they don't hear like a
Oh, that's weird.
silently.
Okay.
And then they're like, what the fuck? So they're able to get a little bit closer.
Yeah.
And then it jumps 30 feet in the air.
Oh.
And then it takes off and flies away.
Okay, so it was a craft.
It was
It's
something
like a
that wasn't
spacecraft that
RV
was
lights.
silent. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So next,
And then who do you tell this to? It's not like you can go to your neighbor and be like, "Hey, you guys
There's no
notice
neighbors,
anything?"
really, like- Yeah.
But anybody living in like the vicinity, you can't
Yeah.
like go into town and be like, "Yeah, anybody else see like flying RVs around here or anything I should be aware of?"
Yeah.
Because you'd be like embarrassed almost to tell that story,
Well,
especially back in the 90s.
yeah, you'd be like, yeah, maybe I'm.
Yeah, if you're not into this
I'm
stuff.
stupid, or
Right.
maybe kids are playing a prank, and I don't want to look like an idiot
Right.
falling
So
for
by
it.
talking about it, it's only going to make them do it more.
Yeah.
So then you
So,
just keep it to yourself.
And there's something to that point. So anyway, next thing, there's an orange object they see in the sky, and they see it floating around,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And they look in and they see this little blue orb within it. And as it's moving, they're like, "Oh, this is strange." And then Terry Sherman starts realizing, "Wait a minute, that's not just a blue orb inside.
Yeah.
It's nighttime, right?"
Yeah.
He says, "Once the orb's moving, you can see like clouds and stuff behind it. It's like a portal that was daytime in the portal.
So the blue orb is actually
It's the blue sky.
daylight.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
It was like a portal to daytime.
What?
I know. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
So then,
So already we've just to make sure I'm following.
yeah.
This family moves in.
Yep.
They see what's basically a werewolf.
Yep.
That can't be killed.
Yep.
That disappears.
Yep.
Then they see what they thought is a car, but it wasn't.
An RV,
It
yep.
ends up flying off
50 feet in the air, then
silently,
just takes off. Yeah.
and it disappears. So there's like UFO on the property. And now a few days later, there's an opening in the sky to what, because it's
There's an
nighttime.
orb.
Yeah.
and within the orb,
It's a portal to another dimension because
to
that's
daytime.
daytime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because or
Yep.
is it time or is it a different time or a different
question.
place
Good
or
question.
like that's like weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, so portals, werewolves, and UFOs all in a short period of time.
Yeah.
Okay. So this place sounds fun.
It's a blast.
Yeah, what a house.
So next, it started focusing on the cattle.
Oh, great.
So they noticed that one of their cows,
livelihood.
yeah, literally. So they're cattle farmers, yeah.
Yeah.
So they noticed their cow was missing, and so but they found tracks for the cow.
Yeah. Did someone sell it for beans?
Yeah, exactly.
Magic
Right.
bean.
That's
the
they saw
story.
a stock in the sky. That's where it all leads to.
Giants again. I got you guys.
Yeah. So they noticed, the cow was missing. They
Yeah.
followed its tracks, and then, just like with the wolf,
Yeah.
they're following its soft ground. There's no reason why they would lose tracks. In the middle of this ground, tracks disappeared. gone.
Okay.
So they're like, okay.
So the
that's weird.
cow this time was lifted off or
Sure.
disappeared out of reality. somehow.
Whatever happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Given live, welcome to the chat. Good to see
My
you.
boy.
Yep.
So they had 5 cows disappear just that winter.
Oh.
They moved in the fall. Just within the winter, they had 5 cows disappear.
Oh, dude.
Disappear.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're a cattle farmer,
Yeah.
and in that short period of a time you lose 5 cows,
no, that
could
sucks.
be the
That's
end of your.
hundreds
you
of
might not be
dollars.
able to feed your family.
Yeah.
That's effed.
D-Libar, what's up, my dude?
You know what's funny is I was thinking, because we usually start the show a little bit later.
Everyone's
while
ready
we're
for it a
setting
little
up.
later.
Yeah, they all show up late. Look at all you guys showing up late.
Yeah, Deb.
Welcome,
what's up?
Deb. Welcome, D. Welcome. If you guys missed the beginning, we're talking Skinwalker Ranch today. We started chronological.
Yeah.
The most mysterious place on earth so far. We've talked just to catch the people up. If you haven't been here, this poor family moves into this house. They see a werewolf that can't be killed. They see a UFO that disappears as well.
Yeah.
Their cattle just start to go missing suddenly, and then a portal opened up to another dimension, all within like the first few weeks of them living here.
Given Life said, I want to know what's in the triangle at Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, we might talk about that.
Who knows? Yeah. So then their cattle they started finding them mutilated. Cattle mutilation.
Oh, dude. So
with surgical precision.
this is its own topic.
100%.
And I've been wanting to talk to you about this actually for a while.
Could you imagine we do a whole episode that's cattle mutilation, the worst episode?
That's it's a rough topic, especially the pictures.
So I had a bunch of pictures and shit ready, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't. What am I gonna do? I'm
Yeah,
gonna show dead animals.
It's pretty rough. It's tough to look at. But what are your thoughts on cattle mutilations? Because we know that there's a bunch of paranormal activity going on at this place.
Let's just discuss in the realm of Skinwalker Ranch.
Just for now. Yeah.
For now. So as far as this is concerned, it's surgical precision.
Right.
Okay. They find these cattle with 0 blood.
Okay.
No blood in
And
it.
this is the family that's
That's
investigating
finding
this for
Yep.
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're finding these cattle with no blood, surgical precision, jaws removed, entire parts of their body removed.
Dude, that is
and
awful.
with no, so one, they tag it, right? This is actually later on. This is in the Shermans, but 45 minutes after they tag it, they find it bloodlet, mutilated, and in the middle of the freaking like forest.
Yeah, no animal does that.
No,
it's not an animal.
It's not animal, and there's no signs of animal predation or anything like that even.
And surgical precision isn't
Surgical.
It's not tearing at
Surgical.
it. It's cutting.
Yeah,
That's freaky, dude.
like laser.
What I heard
lines.
is, and I'll get into some of the scientific
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
later.
Yeah.
But I heard with legit cattle mutilations, the cuts are between the cells, so that the actual at a cellular level, the cells aren't disturbed.
That's insane.
That is
so.
insane.
That's like
that's a precision
microscopic precision.
Yeah, exactly.
Literal
We
microscopic
don't possess.
precision.
So it's not some guy running out there real quick and just
Even like a what's his name? Jack the Ripper type, who was like a surgeon or something, and doing like surgically.
Has like
no,
medical
this is
background.
No, this is medical background. This is technology in between the cells.
Yeah, this is scientific.
This is madness. By the way, I just realized we can't do it. We have to do a live show because how dead inside did you feel before the chat blew up?
I love. The chat makes the show. Every time.
know. I was like,
you guys are the best.
I was like, should I just wait? Like, I didn't want to talk.
Yes, given life. So he's asking, what's in the dirt mound? The little dirt mound that they can't drill
he knows
through
about
in the
this.
hill. So yeah, stick around till the end of the show because we're going chronological. This is the history from the 90s right here.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get all the way up to present day, and we will talk about this because that is one of my favorite parts about the Skinwalker Ranch story.
We're building to the best stuff.
Yeah, so don't worry about that.
So that actually is
We're
one
getting
thing. Like I said before, they had to get permission to dig
That's an interesting thing.
from the old owners.
Previous owner said, if you're gonna dig, let us know first.
us, yeah.
That's so crazy.
Tell us where and why.
Why? Yeah.
Another thing. So the guy,
like they're in on it or something.
who knows?
Weird.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they didn't report anything.
That's what's interesting.
The Myers didn't report anything.
Right.
Not till the Shermans moved in were anything reported.
Yeah.
So another thing is when they were digging, he was making posts.
Yeah.
What are those called? Posts.
Yeah, posts.
But the
For
things that dig.
fences?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was one of those things that dig the post holes, right? So
Okay.
he had one of those. He goes and he's digging this post, right?
Yeah.
And then he like lays down. He wipes his sweat off. He goes to grab it, and it's just gone. 2 weeks later, he finds it up in a tree, fucking 50 feet in the air in the tree.
Okay.
Dude, this place is like so ridiculous.
Right. It's a circus of nonsense.
It's a circus. It's the best way to put it. It's a
love
freaking circus.
I love it already.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is cool. This is cool.
All right. So we got more. So
yeah. Deb's saying pharmaceutical. Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah, sure.
So the cattle mutilations they're not pranks and they're not an animal. It's like a scientific pharmaceutical precision, if you will.
Well,
there was science being done.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me tell you this.
Why though?
Yeah. And who's pulling the prank? What little kid
And why
is running in,
there?
grabbing the post maker thing? And
No, that's where you look away
But
and
here's
it's completely missing.
the first
You're in
time-
an open field.
dude, yeah, I know. Yeah, you're like, where?
Yeah, it's impossible
Dude,
to
the first
misplace.
time that they saw cattle mutilation.
Yeah.
The first time next to it in the grass, and by the way, he said in the middle was like an oily mess, as he put it
Okay.
verbatim, an
Yeah.
oily mess. And he found a little brown substance, like a gelatin substance, next to it.
Okay.
The first time, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "What this? What is
Yeah,
this?
what is that?
And he's like, "Oh, I gotta find a jar or something to put it in." And he's looking around.
Oh, that's smart. He's gonna analyze it.
Yeah,
At least
before he
he's
could get it
trying.
to a jar, it evaporates and
No,
disappears.
stop.
I swear to God.
I was thinking maybe an anesthetic, but we'll never know. So
Nope.
because
He did find it again.
Wolf, it just disappeared.
And just like the RV or the lights, yeah.
Yeah.
So also, he
So-
found it again later on.
Yeah,
Same thing, and he knew he's like, "Oh, it's gonna disappear."
on another cattle.
on different cattle.
So this has happened to multiple cattle now.
Yeah.
They're taking pieces of them, and then any evidence of it is evaporating.
And the
Jeez.
cattle seem to decompose slower when they're mutilated by whatever this is.
So that's
It affects
its
their
own
decomposition.
question.
It
Yeah.
affects the rate of their decomposition.
Whoa.
What is it? Who knows?
Yeah, what the? There's no. D. Livewire's funny. He's like, those damn college kids stealing
I know.
cows, draining the blood, and then
Yeah.
cutting it up with surgical knives.
Yeah, crazy bastards.
Yeah, that'd be great. Could you imagine? No, and this is one of the longest running unsolved crimes in American
It'd be the
history.
longest running
is
prank of all
cattle
time.
mutilations because it happens in a lot of different places. There's hot spots, and no one's ever been caught in the act of doing this.
Nope. Well,
ever.
And tell me if you think this is college kids.
No, it's not people.
No. Well, let me explain.
There's something
So,
strange here.
They hear strange noises under them, like under the ground. They'd hear these strange rumblings.
Yeah.
People try to explain it as it's the rocks on like the plate. What are those
Plate
plate
tectonics, it's like,
tectonic plates? That's
Yeah,
what
okay.
they're called. Like shifting in the Uinta Basin,
and you're
That's
feeling
why you're-
it. No, come
and
on.
hearing a
No, that stuff is very slow going, unless it's an earthquake.
Yeah, they hear weird noises under them. Above them, they hear whispers in a language that he can't identify.
Like the others from Lost. Remember how scary
Dude,
that
yeah,
was?
terrifying, yeah.
Before they actually reveal the others, they are the most terrifying.
Oh,
the,
man.
the girl just carrying the doll. That's all you see is the feet and then a doll.
Yeah.
like they did a good job of like
And
Alien.
And then you realize they're just like
Normal
people
people,
living,
yeah.
and they dress up in
So
that way.
look
It's
like-
genius.
yeah,
it's genius.
It is genius.
Dude, that show's so fucking
So
good. It's still my favorite show of all
Yeah.
time. Fight me.
Welcome, Jess. Welcome to the chat.
What up, JB? So, also they would find circular patches in their grass.
Okay.
Always three brown like patches,
Like the grass is dead.
like
in
it's
those
burnt,
areas,
and around it,
Burnt. Okay.
yeah, like it's brown. So not like black burnt,
No,
like just like
yeah.
something.
Like
and-
maybe the life drained out of it almost.
And around it would be fresh, beautiful grass that grew
Okay.
quickly and amazingly.
so something like appearing in a spot and
Killing the grass like right beneath
Disappear.
it, and then.
Okay.
So next came the orbs.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, why not?
dude? It's because it's a fucking circus.
This is all one property.
Yes, and this is all, mind you. This is within like 2 years.
Yeah,
I think.
that's so sad. They're torturing this family. Whatever this is.
Oh my
it's
god,
torturous.
Oh, torturing.
Okay.
And so yeah, Terry would hear from underneath he'd hear the
Yeah.
rumblings, and from above him he'd hear voices speaking in an unfamiliar language.
Yeah, that's freaking
Could you
creepy,
imagine like not like
an unfamiliar.
In the
It's not
ether-
like you're hearing like someone speaking Japanese.
No.
It's a language that's unfamiliar. Yeah,
Who knows?
Like nonsense words.
And like right above you though, like literally like
It's horrific.
like right here.
That's
not
horrific.
like in the ether. Oh, maybe it's echoes
you're
from
saying
long way.
like it's
like right fucking
that's
above him.
The scariest
Yeah.
thing ever. If I think I hear a noise in my house at
you shit
night,
brick.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
If you were hearing talking above you, oh my god,
Dude, you'd walk in and out of the house, you'd hear it above you all the same. Dude, madness.
Yeah.
So so it's a circus. So like I said, then came the orbs.
Okay.
So he believed, and he told people this, and they're like, "What?" So they're these these bright lights, right? That he says they're about 3 times the size of a baseball.
Okay.
And-
so like a basketball.
Sure, I know,
Yeah,
or
why not just say,
softball,
like-
or like a volleyball. Yeah, it's very strange that he describes
what
it
a
like
weird
that.
way of
I don't know because
measuring.
it's like they're in interviews and somebody asks them,
Right,
how
just a
big are
quick
they?"
answer,
It's like a
okay.
baseball, well, like 3 base, whatever.
Like 3 baseballs.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a
So
Okay, so basketball size orbs.
yes, so he'd see them and he thought they were surveilling them because they'd like come and listen in on their conversations
What?
and shit. Yeah.
Oh, these were coming close. It's not like he saw them in the
no,
distance.
one
a
time,
light.
one of their dogs went to go bite it, and the orb would just move out of the
Stop.
way of the bite.
Stop
Like
it.
they're pricks. The orbs are not
What?
only insane, they're jerk off.
Yeah, they're playing games with this
Yeah.
with the
so
family.
it would come down and be like, "Oh, hi, doggy," and the dog would go to bite and it'd be like, "Oh,
Sentient orbs.
yeah," straight up.
Oh, dude.
Well,
that-
he said, him and his wife both said it's like they're surveilling us, like they're listening to our conversations, they're seeing where we go, like they're surveilling
how
us.
best to torture them.
Yeah, I
Oh,
guess.
this is crazy. Chase, welcome to the chat.
What's
Good
up,
to see
Chase?
you again,
Chase
man.
Mike.
Yeah.
Yo, yo, yo. So the next day, 3 brown burnt circles in the ground.
Yeah.
And also, I need to back up. I'm sorry. I went ahead.
for it, yeah.
So,
I'm all ears on
so
this one.
it
This
went-
is freaking
so yeah,
insane.
the dog was trying to bite the orb, right?
Yeah.
And Terry and his wife see this happening. The
Yeah.
Shermans see this happening, and it's like fooling with the dog. They're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And it goes back into the forest. As soon as it does, it just hears the dog go like, "Arr," like make like
Oh, no.
like a hurt noise, and
Yeah.
then silence. They're like, "We'll go out in the morning. We'll wait till daytime. We'll
They
go
were
out."
too scared.
Yeah, they go
Oh,
out. They
dude.
see the 3 burn holes like
Yeah.
normal. They see their dog carcass dead, and those that gelatin substance.
Oh
again.
no.
Yeah.
It went after the dog.
Yeah. So
It like lured it almost away.
dude, but these orbs. So there was 2 of them. There's white ones. There's a few of them. There's white ones, blue ones, orange ones. But he said the blue ones specifically.
Yeah.
Here's how he describes them. So he said when they saw the blue orbs, they said they looked perfectly round, about like the size of a basketball, right?
Yeah.
They had a clear shell exterior that said to look like glass. Dude,
Okay.
it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I know. Inside, they saw swirly, intense blue liquid
Okay.
that made an electrical like popping sound.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like a popping
Like
sound.
sentient ball lightning
Yes.
in a jar.
That
In
was
a
like
round-
liquid.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was always on the verge of like about to boil.
Oh, that's freaking
dude,
crazy. So they got close to these things.
Oh yeah.
That's
So here's
detailed.
another thing. It would every time those blue orbs were around,
Yeah.
they would get this sense of anxiety. But it wasn't like they were anxious.
No.
How they put it was like an artificial
Like, it was
feeling.
making them
like
feel
it was
that way.
trying to make them feel anxious. They weren't anxious. They were fine. They'd even like, oh, another fucking orb, but they'd feel this like something this artificial, as they put it,
Yeah.
artificial feeling.
Like if it's a being of some kind, like it's almost like that's its weapon or defense mechanism is to give you this. It can play with your emotions almost,
Yep.
or your state of mind.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. All of this is crazy.
So what
the
really?
orbs are
no,
freaking-
it's insane. So what put them over the edge though was
Oh,
yeah, I know
they
right?
weren't there yet.
Well, because this is they put a lot into
Oh
this
yeah.
and they bought
What are you
it
gonna
and
do?
Yeah,
You can't just pick up your cattle farm and leave.
exactly.
Like, it
So
sucks.
speaking of, they said when they were leaving, they're like, one day they're going into town.
Yeah.
They're like, dude, this crazy shit. If these, could you imagine if any of this were to like hurt our prized bulls?
Yeah. 'cause
Who,
then
who
you're
breed
done.
the cows? Yeah, we'd be fudged, right? And they said it's like whatever it is hurt us. When we come back, you know the story.
Go for it.
No, please, because when you said it, when you mentioned it over the phone, I'm like,
So-
can you tell?
Yeah, science. So yeah, when this was investigated,
Yeah.
so they do say it out loud. Whatever
Because
is present.
he'll get into the government and
Yeah.
investigation, all the crazier shit. So
yeah,
go for it.
whatever was there.
Deb
heard-
said vampires. I'm not disagreeing.
Oh, trust me, there's a lot of nonsense. So we might even get there.
Yeah.
So check it out. Whatever is on this property, heard the family say that if anything happened to our bulls, then it would ruin us.
Yeah.
And when they get back, all of the bulls are gone. They can't find them. And so immediately they're thinking, oh, that's it. That's the end. They go searching the entire property. It's a Skinwalker Ranch is a massive piece of property, right?
Yeah.
Acres.
Yeah.
They go and they finally find them all in a metal shed, and they're all in there together, and they're in like a trance where they're just like out of it, and they couldn't really fit in there, all of them, without being specifically positioned
positioned
in
perfectly
certain
by
ways to
somebody or
make
something.
them fit. So something was able to get all of the bulls and put them in this shed and get them into this position where they would all fit, and then had them in some sort of weird trance. When it was investigated, the shed itself for several days afterwards was magnetic. There was some sort of electromagnetic anomaly associated with whatever put the bulls into that shed. So that's the
Madness.
yeah. That from the people that studied it, that was something that came out of it was this electromagnetic anomaly.
Madness.
Vampires.
Yeah. It's
Right?
vampires.
Yeah. Like what?
Like Deb said.
What
She
is
got it.
this? Yeah. So something. It's something. It's an awareness. It's a. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Maybe
so
we'll get
into
there.
it. So before we do, I do want to. Jared has something to say to you people.
Oh, yeah. So before we get into the next phase of Skinwalker Ranch, please like, subscribe. We love you guys so much. Thank you to the chat, everybody that's jumped in already and be a part of the conversation.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to get into some more current anomalies. We're going to get into what the government discovered when they were at Skinwalker Ranch. They did an entire investigation, the government. So before we get there, though, please like, subscribe. Thank you so much. And Cameron.
Yeah, no, appreciate you guys. Like Jared said, like, subscribe. If you're very down, if you're one of the homies, you visit that Patreon. We appreciate you very much.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the show. So,
Yeah.
Jared, I want to hear what you got because I know you got the
Dude,
goods. My guy.
okay,
And
so-
we got videos. We got so much good stuff. And yes, Ian, we are live, my guy.
Yes, live right now. Thanks, Ian, for jumping into the chat. So, this family was tortured for a few years.
Yeah.
They finally end up deciding to sell the property, and they're selling it at a loss.
Yeah.
By the way,
They at a loss. Yeah.
yeah, because they just need to get the hell out
Screw
of
the
there.
Myers though. The Myers are jerk offs
So
too.
that's what I was wondering.
For not
Like,
saying anything to the show.
imagine
Yeah.
being the people that sold the house to this poor family.
assholes. Yeah.
Yeah. Like imagine like, me and my family, we really love this place.
Yeah. I mean, how could you not? Look at you're on what 30 acres? It's a beautiful.
It's a beautiful
piece of
place.
land.
I mean, the price even, we love the price. I mean, we couldn't have met. You're basically giving it away.
And we'll go lower. We'll talk.
Oh,
Yeah.
we weren't even trying to negotiate, but that's so sweet
Well,
of you.
yeah,
but-
you're gonna love it. Hey, can I tell you what? You're
well, we're
gonna love it.
farmers, and it looks like perfect farming land. We actually are going to cattle farm here.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, it's kind of our
okay.
trade, and we're getting pretty good at it. And we want to settle down and just do some cattle farming.
So
Something nice and quiet.
yeah, no, I get it. Oh, okay. Have you looked into legume farming? Legumes, perhaps.
Legumes.
Yeah, like beans and shit.
No, we
right?
never. No, we're cattle farmers.
Nah,
and we're gonna.
come on. You want to do like beans or something?
Well, maybe we'll think about it.
Hey,
yeah.
think about it,
Okay.
please. Think about it.
My wife, she really liked the appliances and everything that comes with the
What-
homesteads.
Oh yeah, I'm
and-
not taking any of this shit with it. That's all yours. Like
Oh.
as is, as the ad says.
Oh.
Everything you get
So
it as is.
we get all the furniture and everything here, all the sheds, everything.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honey, I mean, this sounds like the perfect purchase. I can't
You
see
sh-
any
yeah.
reason. And right there, I could dig some holes for a nice fence.
If you want to dig, just call me. I'll call the Meyer. Just hit me up if you want to dig. It's not a big deal.
What? Well,
So what you're
if
gonna
we buy the property, I feel like I should be
Yeah,
able to dig without
relax.
asking permission.
Okay, start and worry about the beans. Listen to me. Okay.
Okay.
Trust me. So what? You're gonna stay there tonight? Yeah. You're gonna sleep there probably.
Oh, you're
night
ready
there?
to
I'm gone.
offload this plane.
I'm gone.
Oh yeah,
I'm outta
I
here.
mean, we'll move in.
Yeah, like today though, like ish.
Okay.
Please.
Well,
Yeah.
We'll finalize the paperwork.
Yeah, let's do it. They
tonight?
had to be. Yeah, please.
We should stay here
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, you should stay here tonight.
Yeah, please.
It had to be that reckless.
Yeah.
On everyone's end.
Oh yeah, everyone's or
So,
he's involved, or the people that
Well, dude,
sold.
here's what I'm saying. When the Shermans came,
Yeah.
they didn't like look before and say, "Oh, you have metal chains on all the doors." Like,
right. Well, the price, I guarantee they probably made it like really appealing. It's a beautiful piece of property. It really is.
just don't farm cattle.
Yeah,
please.
and don't dig. And
Yeah.
like there's some weird stipulations that should have been red flags to
Yeah.
these people. But I love that someone sold it to them, and they
was the
without
price, baby.
saying, I hope you don't have like a fear of blue orbs.
Yeah.
Because that's going to happen a lot.
Yeah.
So after this
I hope you
poor
don't
family,
like things talking in unfamiliar languages above your head.
yeah, what do you say?
Yeah.
I get why they sold it. Then.
You have to be you have to be sort of misleading, I guess, right? What are you gonna do?
Right. So once all of this nonsense starts getting out there, the family's talking about it.
Yeah.
They end up selling it at a loss to this guy, to Bigelow Aerospace.
Which is bullshit because he's he sold at a loss. He's a billionaire.
right. He should have probably.
At least
you're right.
the original price.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
He's a billionaire.
He is.
Billionaire.
But he bought it for scientific research, right? So he's not going to make money off it. If anything, it's going to cost him money. So I could see from that perspective, but you're right. That is kind
He's
of
a billion
This
with a
poor
B.
family had just been tortured
Yeah,
for
dude.
years. So he runs a program called NIDS, the National Institute for what? Something Science.
Discovery
Sciences. Thank you. So he runs NIDS, and he sends in his science, the physicists and astronomers and
Former astronauts.
Literally, yeah. He sends in people, and none of these people are UFO people. They're not paranormal investigators.
No.
He sends in like actual scientists.
Doctorate degreed. Yeah.
And he has these guys start documenting things that happen on the ranch. I've got some videos where they talk about some of this stuff. So just to give you an idea, like you were talking about the weird circles, they would also find like ice circles, portals. The crazy part,
Ice circles. What?
yeah, what's that? Out of nowhere, just a circle of ice. What NIDS said is that there was never a recurring phenomenon. So when you're doing the scientific process, the ability to recreate conditions is like
a huge
paramount.
factor. Yeah.
And they can't. They never know when something's going to happen, where something's going to happen. And a lot of the guys there said it almost knew that when to do it, when it was the least likely they'd be able to capture evidence of it is when it would do something.
Yeah.
And it would and it would play with each individual person
And that
differently.
speaks to like the sentience of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Something here is actually toying with
It totally reminds me of the movie Nope, by the way. When I was doing the research,
Yeah, that's
like because dude, these orbs
That's
are
such a
like
good movie.
living. They're living creatures.
Yeah, they have a sentience.
One time, sorry, in one of my stories, the Terry saw the orb flying, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "What the fuck?" And then he goes and he like moves his pants and like his belt buckle like shingles, and the orb heard it and moved and like looked his way.
So it reacts.
It reacted to
it's
his
it's
sound.
like a living thing.
Yeah, they're like
that's
sentient
crazy.
orbs.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So the NIDS guys are out there. They start documenting, and there's UFOs. Obviously, that's was kind of what he was hoping. I mean, Bigelow, he's like a big UFO researcher.
let me to finish my thing off.
Yeah.
The Shermans, as soon as after that happened with the bulls and their dogs died and stuff, they went to the papers, hoping that this would end it, or if the kids, it was
if somebody was
college or
actually
whatever it
trying
was.
to torture them.
If there's actually people behind it,
Right.
So yeah, that's
how
when
Bigelow gets
heard
wind
about
of it, and he believes it. And the UFO sightings is really what drew him in there.
Yeah.
But all of the other paranormal activity they weren't expecting.
Yeah.
But there was tons of it. When they interviewed the family, the story after story.
High strangeness.
High strangeness. So the UFOs are great, but cryptids. So you talked about the wolf.
Yeah.
These NIDS guys, they saw. What can only be described as creatures that shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Just nonsensical creatures.
Yeah.
Stuff that, and even George Knapp in an interview, I heard him say, the stuff that that ranch creates, it's almost as if it's creating things that they know no one's going to believe you.
Yeah.
If they see it.
Oh yeah, you're gonna tell people you saw an orange orb with a daytime portal in
With
it.
a portal to the
Yeah.
daylight.
Cool.
No
Go,
one. Yeah.
Go.
It's
Enjoy.
just nonsense.
Tell them. Yeah.
So this first video here, this is the first one I have queued up. This is a sighting of a specific cryptid that they saw. Nothing on the registry for this one. But I love hearing the guy try to describe it.
Specific kinds of crypto creatures that are unique to different parts of the world. We've seen at Skinwalker, we've seen a mix of them. I mean, it almost gets bizarre and ridiculous. There are creatures that have been seen there by the ranchers, property owners, neighbors that don't exist in nature. Colum saw one of them. Colum experienced that walking with the female intelligence officer in the middle homestead at the ranch, and they saw what people have laughingly called a dino beaver.
Yeah.
Colum, maybe you want to tell that story?
They call it a dino beaver.
Juliet and I had
And he'll
walked
explain
the
why.
property. We had
Yeah.
done a lot of photography of the property. I had briefed Juliet on the various incidents that had happened during the National Institute for Discovery Science. There have been literally dozens of anomalies reported and recorded. And
NIDS published all of their work. It was all public facing. That's what was cool about NIDS.
We had chairs.
Colum experienced that walking with
in the middle of a pasture. That's kind of that
you're
happened
good.
during the National Institute for Discovery Science.
Yeah, perfect.
There have been literally dozens of anomalies reported
D-Live Wire,
and
more
reported,
improv.
and
I love a D-Live
witnessed.
Wire.
So what we did was we had chairs with us. We sat out in the middle of a pasture that's kind of like in ruins. So about 30 feet in front of me, I see this, what looks like a maybe somewhere between 100 to 150 pound creature that's motoring along the tree line in front of me. It's about 30 feet away.
So, okay. What's this?
Blocks on the spine, emanating from the spine. I guess the nearest equivalent I can think of in terms of what I was looking at is a very, very small version of a stegosaurus.
What the fuck?
Stuff in there,
Yeah, what?
That's so great. So he's with this
Dude,
female
and
intelligence officer.
You could tell he was like building up to it. He's like,
right.
"Oh, I don't wanna say
Saying
this."
it is embarrassing.
It's so ridiculous.
They want you to be embarrassed.
The
by
closest thing I could see.
I saw a mini stegosaurus.
And he tried to like hint towards it, like there's things on the.
And why they called it a dino beaver is the stegosaurus. I cut it out because the guy is very long-winded.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah, that gentleman actually ran the NIDS program and what later became the OSAP program for the government. But the reason they called
who was that?
That's him, the guy that ran it. His name
is.
Yeah, it escapes me. Because, but anyway, it had a beaver's tail. So it was a stegosaurus with a beaver's tail.
Okay, yeah, that's a thing.
They tried to follow it, and when they get into the tree line where it disappeared into, gone, tracks gone, no sign of it anywhere. It appeared right. Nobody had their equipment ready to shoot a picture, and a lot of times, and they get a lot of crap for this. The NIDS guys, that why don't you have more evidence of some of this wilder stuff? And they're like, because it's like always when we put this stuff away, or when we're setting up, or it all of a sudden your thing runs out of batteries, and then it happens. It's like it's trying to make it so hard. Yeah, especially for a scientist. Could you imagine being a scientist?
You're there 7, 8, 9, 12 hours. You're like with their camera or something.
There waiting.
All right, guys, let's pack it in.
Portals, Dino Beaver. Oh, get it out, get it out, get it. Oh, it's gone. Of course, it evaporated in front of our eyes. And then we're going to tell someone this.
Yeah.
But NIDS, they published all of their work. Their website is still in the Internet Archives, and you can access it. I actually have a link to it that we can put into our description. Yeah. So there was that cryptid. People saw gargoyles.
What?
Yeah, people in the area, they said they would see gargoyles flying around the property.
By the way, do you want to explain why it's called Skinwalker Ranch?
Yeah, sure. You want me to?
No, yeah.
Yeah, so this is generational. Whatever's going on here has been going on for so long that the Ute tribes, the Native Americans that used to be in the area, that Skinwalker Ridge, that ridge that's on the property, they said was haunted by skinwalkers, which were Native American medicine men who would do witchcraft, and they could change their shape and change their form.
So what the Utes specifically believe is that to become a skinwalker, you'd be like a witch doctor, and you would have to kill a family member, eat some of their flesh, and then you would become like gaunt and like very like skinny.
Yeah.
But you would have superhuman power and strength. speed, you would have the ability to shapeshift
Yeah.
into any creature you want.
That's cool. That's a cool thing.
It's pretty nuts.
They
Is
did
the
it well in
juice
True
worth the
Blood.
squeeze? You got to kill a family member, eat a little flesh, and now you could shapeshift, baby.
It's a crazy legend, but I could see why. So if this is happening back then, and there's
Yeah.
orbs and portals, and I'd be like, oh, some
The witch
is
doctors are doing it. Yeah.
they're doing
Yeah.
magic over there. Like, stay away from that
Yep.
area.
Yep.
But that's how far back it may have been going on. Or the legend of it being there is why whatever is doing it decided to continue
chill here.
and
Yeah,
start
yeah,
putting a lot of effort and anomalies into this area.
Yeah.
Is because it was already a legend. So which came first? So I want to get into more of that later on maybe what this really is.
Yeah.
These anomalies. So there's that. There's other wild stories. The next video.
No.
Yeah, the next video, I love this one because, again, it's a story where you could tell they're embarrassed to even recount this telling.
By the way, this is coming from George Knapp's Weaponized podcast, right?
Yeah. Thank you to Weaponized
Yeah,
for
he's
some
the
of
man.
these clips.
George
This
Knapp's
next
the man.
one, yeah, this is so
And the
great.
reason he's even into Skinwalker Ranch or anything is because of the Lazar stuff.
Yep.
It all goes back to Lazar
Yeah,
stuff.
he
Because
started
that guy
with the
John
UFOs.
Lean was into, and that's like
Lear.
Bigelow and everything. Lear, that's what I meant. Yeah. Anyway,
The Hunt for the Skinwalker. And Colin and I debated about it. Geez, do we include this one? Because it's pretty crazy.
His
It was,
shit's insane.
The witnesses are police officers. They're cops, tribal police.
Well, this is the
And they
best
come around
story.
a corner
Yeah.
at night up on the paved road up where near the dirt road that you take into the ranch. And they see these figures standing in trench coats smoking cigarettes. And they shine a light on them and their dogs. And we had to debate, do we
What?
put this in? That
Hold on, let's
figures
rehear that.
standing in trench coats smoking cigarettes. And they shine a light on them and their dogs. And we had to debate, do
so
we
crazy.
put this in that these two dogs are smoking cigarettes?
There are
Yeah,
specific
stop it
kind-
there. Yeah, literally. So, if you were listening, police officers see
Yeah.
two mysterious-looking
Tribal
men
police, yeah.
in trench coats smoking cigarettes near the property line, and they're like, well, "Who are these guys?" They shine a light, and it's dogs
it's dogs upright smoking cigarettes.
in trench coats smoking cigarettes.
Do you include that in the book?
Because you do, it makes you sound silly.
Insane.
Yeah, but it's an actual phenomenon that they had to deal with. So this place is a circus, a true circus. Dogs that can smoke cigarettes. It's the best story to me. And a mini stegosaurus. So those are some of the cryptids. Before I get into the OSAP program, because like I said, NIDS turned into a government-funded program, which was called OSAP. Not necessarily turned into, but ran by the same Bigelow Aerospace. But before we get into that, I think we're going to get into the news, baby.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the news. Oh, wrong button. The news. There it is.
Yep, coming straight live from the man on the ground.
Man on the ground, man on the
I hope
ground.
you're not at Skinwalker Ranch.
My beautiful downtown Bank. Can you hear my normal?
That's the best.
Is it messed up?
It's messed up.
Really?
Yeah.
Can't be true.
I can't believe it did that again.
I know, it's so weird.
That's so obnoxious.
Every time we get our man on the ground now, he has this weird sounding voice. Here he
Yeah.
goes. He's at Skinwalker Ranch.
And we tested a bunch before. It's
I
just so
know.
annoying. Sir, so what do we got today? We're talking Skinwalker.
We're talking everything.
aliens.
We're talking every anomaly.
UFOs.
Well, I thought I would broaden the subject and talk a bit about shapeshifters in general.
Yes.
Ah, let's roll, boy.
I love it.
Okay.
Perfect choice.
So, you guys know, of course, that any creature that has the ability to undergo a drastic change of appearance is a shapeshifter.
Yeah, like
Often
Justin
they
Bieber.
take monstrous forms, but they're not always evil. Although they can be bloodthirsty, mischievous, maybe sometimes helpful, or anything in between.
Oh.
Now,
Yeah.
Now, it's hard to pin down shapeshifters' appearance, but overall, their number one choice is being beautiful.
Oh, of course. Yeah, if you could make yourself change your appearance, you would make yourself super attractive.
Most frequently, shapeshifters appear as radiant maidens or handsome, strong young men.
That's great.
Of course, there's a lot of other ones like... that are
Sorry, guys, I'm a shapeshifter.
Yeah, I guess the reveal. The big reveal.
Totally. Which is, yeah. So are you the wolf-like animal or the serpent? Oh, no, that's right. You're the very handsome young man.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's great.
Okay. Now, often they have diverse abilities, and in ancient mythology, shapeshifters is just one of the abilities of godlike characters. And we have them in romantic fairy tales, and they would normally change some powerless person to punish them.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
But interestingly, throughout history, there's stories about shapeshifters all over the world.
Yeah, that's true.
So I thought I would talk about a couple of them.
Please.
Let's go.
So let's go to some areas. So Eastern folklore. In Eastern cultures, shapeshifters become foxes or beautiful maidens, of course.
Yeah.
Usually evil, typically to seduce men, and sometimes as snakes and cats and badgers.
Weird.
In India, shapeshifters are usually snakes who turn into humans. And mostly evil.
A lot of reptilians, in Indian folklore. Yeah.
Now, moving over to the Greeks and Romans, all the Roman guards were shapeshifters.
Oh.
And some of them enjoyed changing more than others. Proteus, you may know, which is where you get that name for, being able to change. It has the ability to flicker from one form to another anytime you want it.
That's cool.
Zeus, of course, who had a terrible reputation for
turning into a human and then banging women.
Yeah, he had a terrible reputation, so he used to shapeshift to disguise himself for his next victim.
That's so weird.
But of course, transformed other people, as we said, usually as punishment. One of some of my favorites, of course, Athena. She transformed Arachne into a spider. Sound familiar?
Yeah, that's fun.
And Zeus also transformed a mortal named Lycaon into a wolf.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, lycanthropy.
Origins.
Oh, yeah. A lot of etymology.
And his wife, of course, his wife turned someone into a cow, but Apollo turned Hyacinth, a lover, into a gorgeous flower.
Ah, hence the hyacinth.
Is there a hyacinth flower?
Yeah.
All right, let's move around the world. I got a few more. Let's move around the world a little bit. In Norse mythology, like the Greek shape-shifting gods, Loki, of course. Was a shapeshifter.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting about
he turned
Loki,
into a snake once and bit Thor.
Yeah.
The thing about Loki is that while he was transformed into a woman, he had children.
That's the best. I didn't know that story.
Yes.
Loki's so
birth to
funny.
monsters.
Oh,
and
wow.
of course, Odin, the famous Odin, was responsible for becoming an eagle.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, and he has two other crows or something.
Yeah.
A couple more places for you. So, Celtic lore in ancient Scotland, there were this breed of shapeshifters who hung around water. There were the Selkies. There were like seals that turned into humans, and Kelpies.
That's
Who
weird.
turned into horses or women. And of course, their whole purpose was to lure humans into the water and drown them.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
why are they
dope.
always
Cool.
trying to? It's always to
Yeah.
kill you. They always want to kill you.
Dope. Yeah, that's always
Yeah.
the end goal.
Right?
Murder.
It's very strange.
And kind of in line with today's topic, the Navajo people had the tradition of skinwalkers, which they called, they were a group of witches who were able to change into coyotes, wolves, foxes, owls, or crows. And the skinwalkers, as you guys mentioned, they weren't friendly to humans, but they weren't really dangerous. They usually enjoyed scaring people more than hurting them.
Yeah, they like to
seemingly-
scare
seemingly.
you. Yeah, and they're skinny and creepy.
And let's get up to present day. I mean, there's a lot of shape-shifting in modern fiction. The
Yeah.
Hobbit, right? There's a character who turns into a bear. Chronicles of Narnia, the dragon. Of course, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
There's the wizards that turn, what are they called? The Animagi, who turn into animals.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's funny.
But of course, we all know the best-known shapeshifter of all is the man who changes into a wolf under the light of a full moon.
Oh, yeah. The werewolf.
Exactly.
That's wild.
Exactly. So interesting, that whole thing about morphing into animals all over the world, historically, very common.
Yeah.
But I do have, as usual, a few jokes about shapeshifting.
Let's go. By the way, guys, we have a highlight coming out after the episode about werewolves.
Yeah.
So stay
That's
tuned.
great. So very timely.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear about the evil shapeshifter? He turned himself into the police.
That's great.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Wait a second. How about the shapeshifter who's walking down a street when suddenly he turns into a lane?
Oh my god.
Stupid.
That's good though. I love it.
Stupid.
Very
Okay, this
fun.
is terrible, but I'm going to say it anyway. The worst one. Okay, the interviewer. What is your greatest strength? Me. Shapeshifting. Interviewer. Is that so? Interviewer. Yes.
That's great.
Interviewer. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, that's a killer one.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'm using this one.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, always a pleasure.
Awesome.
Great
Much
show as
obliged,
always.
sir.
Yeah,
We
thank you.
appreciate you, and we will see you next week.
I'll watch for the werewolves.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Man
sir.
on the ground.
From the
Thank you.
ground, man on the ground, man on the ground.
That's the best. I like that turned into a Lane one.
Yeah, that's funny. So you know what I think it is? Chat, what's up? What happened to you guys? You know what I think it is?
What?
Is I think that it's when I do the
Oh, the weird sound. Why his voice sounds weird?
yeah, I think it's because when I do this, it's the back channel. It's like this separate thing. I don't know, because I don't do that when we test. I never do the back channel. Anyway, chat, what up? So
Okay, so yeah. Anyway, I'm still thinking about that joke. That was
That's
pretty
funny.
good.
That
Yeah.
last joke
yeah,
was
the
real
interviewer.
good. Yeah.
Okay, so we left
the
off.
Elaine was funny too.
Skinwalker Ranch. It changed from a family being tortured to now the hunters becoming the hunted. Right? Nids is out there. They're trying to figure out what this is. They're literally spending 5-10 days at a time in shifts. 50 people or so going out there at all times trying to discover what's really going on here. There's UFO sightings. There's sightings of orbs. They publish all of their work. They have a website where you can still go. It's still archived on the internet and see tons of published work. No pictures. Very little of documented evidence was released. And then, because there were so many UFO sightings in the area, someone came out and had from the Department of Defense and had their own experience. They came out, Bigelow's guys took them out to the ranch, and they're like, what's going on with all these UFO sightings? Because basically what you're saying is craft that aren't ours are flying with impunity over Utah. So this might be a defense issue. So they send out somebody from the Department of Defense, and while he's there, he sees a twisted piece of metal just appear in front of him while he's in one of the homesteads. No one else sees it, just him, this guy from the DOD. And it starts twisting and turning and then evaporates into a yellow mist.
Yeah, what?
What even is that? There's nothing, it doesn't even have a name, whatever that is.
Yeah.
But because
a
of the,
piece of twisted metal,
yeah.
too, turns into yellow mist.
Yeah.
Oh, a knickerbocker. Like, that's nothing.
Exactly. It's nothing. So the DIA ends up putting together some money with Harry Reid. He gets it funded, and they call it OSAP, the OSAP program. This is the Advanced Aerospace Weapons System Applications Program. The goal is the UFOs. And because Skinwalker Ranch has so many of them, that's where they focus a lot of their efforts.
Yeah.
But they also, they did like the Russia UFO files. They investigated that. They investigated other UFO sightings in hotspots around the country. So they did more than just Skinwalker Ranch, but they focused a lot of their energy. These were guys this is their full-time job.
Princess, what up?
Physicists and scientists to go out and study Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
So because the DIA was mostly worried about just the aerial phenomenon, they didn't want them coming to them saying, oh, there was a werewolf sighting, or there was a dino beaver, that stuff. They didn't want it. They just wanted to know more about the UFOs. And this the ridge at Skinwalker Ranch, UFOs would fly into it, fly out of it. And George Knapp had said they actually hired somebody who has the ability. What is that? Remote viewing. The remote viewing.
Yeah.
Hired a remote viewer. OSAP wouldn't do this. They wouldn't. They asked them for the money to hire remote viewers, and OSAP was like, "That's a little outside of the realm of what we're doing here. Stick to UFOs, because we need to know if this is an adversarial country sending craft somehow into our airspace."
Yeah.
But the NIDS guys did hire somebody, and what did he see? They didn't tell him where it was. They just gave him coordinates. He said that he saw control rooms and underground facilities. So that's interesting, right? Is there something controlling all of these phenomenons above them or out of that ridge? So NIDS did that type of research, but the OSAP stuff is all classified. The people that worked in OSAP, though, said that they had pictures of UFOs, videos. They were able to capture tons of orbs, encrypted sightings.
Another thing the Sherman saw.
Yeah.
And a bunch of stuff will probably come to me throughout the show. But
throw it out there.
So another thing they saw, chat, tell me what you think about this. Tell me, like, specifically, I want to know, is this another country? Is this aliens? Like, what do you think? So there's a UFO basically they see, right?
Yeah.
And they see this within the UFO. There's like this 9-foot window.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this isn't far. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
yep.
Yep.
This is where it would
not,
be.
Yeah, not too in this like at the edge of their property, like where their house is at the edge of the property
This
line.
poor family.
Dude, I know. So inside, they say of this window,
Yeah.
they see like a 7-foot tall man
Yeah.
wearing black armor or like black like what an astronaut would
Like
wear or something.
spacesuit?
like a spacesuit.
Okay,
Yeah, that's the term.
great. That's
like
fun.
a black like spacesuit.
Yeah, this huge being in a flying craft.
Yes, and so the wife saw it, and
Yeah.
she said she looked out the window.
Yeah.
and she said I couldn't tell specifically, but I felt it was looking at me.
Of course.
So she closed like the blinds.
It's the scariest thing.
Could you imagine?
That's the type of stuff you have to kind of just ignore
Yeah.
while you're living there. I'm glad you
just
brought them
see-
up because my next video is about the wife and some of the stuff that
Oh,
the
really?
NITS team was able to interview and get some information from.
You see this guy in a black spacesuit.
Yeah.
Staring at you and
So the best way to get activity in Skinwalker Ranch was to have either a stranger show up,
Yeah.
or start digging. Pretty much, that
Yeah.
was like the way to really get stuff moving.
well, so those guys who do the show, the Skinwalker Ranch, they
Yeah.
set off bottle rocket things.
Yeah,
because
They
that's
shoot
how.
rockets,
Yeah.
yeah.
they shoot rockets. That's
Yeah.
how they get them.
Making noise. That's the other one.
Yeah.
There's 3 things. Noise is one of them. So if you
Yeah.
can make a bunch of noise, if you can dig or invite somebody new to the property, you will probably get some sort of activity. But my next video is about some of the activity that the family dealt with.
So next
and
video
the
or
NITS team.
the next part of this?
It's
video?
it should just be a
And they
new
shine a light
video.
on them and their dogs.
Yeah, it's just
We had
it
to
should
debate.
just be the next
Well,
video.
'cause
Seen
you
at
have this.
Skinwalker, we've seen a mix of them. I mean, it almost gets bizarre and ridiculous. There are
No, we already
creatures
saw
that have been
this,
seen
yeah.
there by
Oh,
the
you had 'em
ranchers and
connected?
property
Yeah,
owners.
and then I split them.
Reported in
Here we
the
go. Yeah, this is it.
book Hunt for the Skinwalker were just mind-bogglingly weird. And then, always the stories that kind of got under my skin, caused the goosebumps, were what you'd call poltergeist. Now, we don't know if it's poltergeist, but it's just mind games that are played on both the ranching family and I think on you guys. Things disappearing,
Yeah,
a
mind
frying
games.
pan ending up in the freezer, or the wife brings home all the groceries, puts it away,
Yeah, oh,
comes
yeah.
back in the room, and it's all back in the bags.
What?
That would be
Yeah.
so
weird stuff. Did
frustrating.
those kind of
Poltergeist
things
shit,
happen to you?
yeah.
And what was going on there?
So
sitting
yeah, there we go.
preparing to
So poltergeist activity would follow, and the family dealt with a lot of it. But so
And Given
did
Life is
NITS.
absolutely right. One of the rockets disappear. Yeah, stuff like that would happen. I saw the episode. They shoot the rocket in the
Isn't
air,
that
and it's just
cool?
gone. It's
Yeah.
like, oh
so
shit.
something.
Yeah.
It went somewhere, or something captured
Ate it up. Yeah, yeah.
Or,
There has to be like another dimension.
they've
it's
been
like,
diverted before.
Yeah, it's dude.
yeah.
It's like there's like the Bermuda Triangle. There's like
Yeah.
certain points in the world that are like have like a thin layer.
You think like
a
it's
thinner layer.
dimensional?
I think it's dimensional.
Yeah, because what are these creatures that aren't from this planet that are
And
appearing here and
even
then
even the
disappearing?
Skinwalker shit, like even
Yeah.
all of it, like just the cattle mutilation.
Yeah.
This stuff can't happen unless like you have time to go different place,
Yeah.
and nothing
you have
speaks
to
better
be able
to
to
that.
manipulate space time.
100%.
Yeah.
And nothing speaks, and like even you see trails and they disappear.
Yeah.
Shit just doesn't fly away.
Or
Cattle don't
disappear.
just fly away.
Yeah.
Wolves that take 20 shots to the fucking body don't just fly away.
One of the guys shot a dinosaur out of a tree.
See, what
They shot a dinosaur out of a tree. It fell on the ground and ran off, and then the tracks just disappear, and then the creature
So
disappears.
there was two things in
There was.
Yeah, so explain that.
They see two things in the tree, and he's got his rifle.
Yeah.
One is just a big circular creature, like a big puffy circle. And the other is a little dinosaur. And so he shoots the puffy one, and it just disappears, right?
Before it hits the ground,
Yeah,
it just
it like falls out of the tree, but then just disappears. And he's like, what? And then he shoots the other one, and that one falls out of the tree, but it's alive and runs off. It's a dinosaur, mini dinosaur, and it just disappears, and the tracks just are gone. So yeah,
What?
whatever's controlling it though.
Could you
It's
imagine?
like there's like a
you see these two things.
Yeah, got him.
Oh, it disappeared.
You told the story of the wolf. He shot it 6 times.
and he sees the flesh.
pieces coming off of it, and it just walked away casually.
Yeah.
Like, No
Yeah.
big deal.
I guess
Yeah.
I won't murder you.
Four-legged creatures standing upright,
Yeah.
dogs wearing coats and smoking cigarettes. These are serious accounts.
These are the
by
police
actual
saw
yeah,
this.
this is a police
and it's not
report.
like any police. It's not San Fran PD. This is tribal police. Like
Right.
these are like
you have to earn
legit
their trust to
motherfuckers.
even
Yeah.
get those stories. They won't
Yeah.
even tell you that.
Oh,
stuff.
hell no.
They had to spend years with these guys, talking to them, earning their trust before they would. Because everyone will tell you the UFO stories. Yeah, we see lights all the time.
Yeah.
The nuts and bolts they call it of
Even
Skinwalker.
Yeah. Even trying to
Yeah.
ask about skinwalkers, they're like, well, we
They
don't
don't want to talk
that
about it.
shit.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it
Yeah.
brings
Bad juju,
stuff.
yeah.
They don't even want to talk about it.
yeah.
So George Knapp, he was most afraid of the poltergeist activity. He went out
yeah.
there.
I would be too, probably.
He hasn't seen anything personally. So OSAP, because everything they did is basically classified and belonged to the DIA and the Department of Defense, we don't have any of that until they declassify it. But all the guys that worked there said that the UFO stuff, flying in and out of the ridges, that was a regular thing. Triangle-shaped craft to your classic disc-shaped craft, some small, some football fields in length, and just appear and disappear just as quick.
Given Life here said, I'm thinking there's some type of technology buried up under there from the past.
So I think there might be some validity to that.
100%.
So what happened after OSAP got through? They spent a couple years on the ranch, and then they ended up selling it to a company called Adamantium Real Estate. And
Dopest name.
Pretty cool name, right? The guy that bought it,
Wolverine.
skeptic. Yeah, it was Wolverine, obviously. And he's a realtor now.
Yeah.
In this
Yeah.
universe,
Yeah,
in the multiverse.
this timeline, yeah.
He's just a realtor. He has no powers.
Nope. He never went through Project X or whatever.
But the guy's a skeptic, and he doesn't think anything's actually going on there. He even hires a guy to prove that there's no anomalies. He pays money to debunk
skeptic,
Skinwalker Ranch. How funny is that?
Yeah.
So I've
Makes
got a
sense.
video from
That's
this guy.
smart.
Let me set up the clip before we play it.
Go.
So the new owner of Skinwalker Ranch, he decides, and I got his name here. What's his name? Brandon Fugel. That's right.
Yeah.
So he has a guy call him up from Area 51. He's a doctor at Area 51. How cool. He
Dope.
tells him, my dream in life has always been to visit Skinwalker Ranch. And while it was in the custody of the government during OSAP, I wasn't allowed to go.
Yeah.
Would you please let me go to Skinwalker Ranch and just walk around and show it to
It's
me?
your live stream? How
And
much we talking?
the guy's like, I'll be honest with you, man. I've owned the place for 6 months, and I've never seen anything. I don't think any of this stuff is real, so I don't have any high expectations of UFOs or cryptids or anything. Like, I've owned it for a while now. And it's all,
Brandon, you fool.
right? So the doctor says, don't worry, I still want to see it.
Yeah.
And the doctor, he has his own security guards come with him, like private security.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So they meet him at the airport and they drive him up to the ranch. And here is the story of this is about after 6 months of owning it. This is the current owner of Skinwalker Ranch telling his story.
Yeah, this is a story all about how his
life
life got turned upside down. Yeah.
Something else and then something else. So this is him bringing the Area 51 doctor to the ranch to basically show him that there's nothing to it.
Ba-boom.
To leave for Skinwalker Ranch. I said, do you guys really believe in this UFO crap? The two
Fucking
security guys, the two security professionals that were accompanying the doctor said, no, we don't believe it. And the doctor just smiled. And he says, you guys don't even know what you're talking about.
I love
So
that.
anyways, we find ourselves
Hold
out
on,
at
pause it.
Homestead 2.
So a doctor from Area 51, when asked if he believes in UFOs, he laughs.
No.
and
So when
says-
his security's asked, and they're
Yeah.
like, no, we don't believe this
security
shit.
doesn't believe it.
Yeah, and
But
then
the
he's
guy-
asked, he's like,
yeah.
oh, you fucking
Yeah, you
idiots.
have no idea what I've seen.
I'm a doctor at Area 51.
Yeah, like I know for a fact it's real.
What you know? You know what I do?
That's what's cool.
You know what I do at Area 51? Hold on.
I work around the hemorrhaging.
Yeah, he's that doctor. The staff is terrible here. The medical staff, bunch of
Medical
morons.
staff for this for it's really good for
It's just for
their
show.
ability to keep secrets.
Yeah, so he might be that inept doctor, but the point is, he knows that these anomalies are real, and he studies them at
Deep
Area
cut it.
51.
You got to watch the show for a long time to get that.
So I love this guy trying to tell him that it's all nonsense. He's like, I'm from this world, buddy. I think I know what's real and what's not. So go ahead, continue with the clip.
Continue the joke. Knew it was coming. Fucking knew it was coming. Yeah, because you guys have the same 4 jokes, you were psycho.
Same 4 movies.
Smartphone malfunctioning. Everyone's feeling these physical effects. My brothers are feeling uneasy enough that they want to leave, and they leave. They're happier driving and sitting at the airport. As we're all discussing kind of the history of Skinwalker Ranch and the homesteads, we proceed to kind of get our phones out to take some pictures. I felt like it was a good photo opportunity. My phone's dead. It had previously been at 80% charge. My phone's completely dead. Eric Bard's phone was dead.
Weird.
The others'
curious.
phones were dead.
Everybody's
We
phone
didn't
just
have
died simultaneously.
our cameras. Take
When they
them
said
back
they wanted to take pictures, they said it out loud.
Yeah.
That seems to be something that activates this sentience.
So
is saying something
also
like that.
In that hunt, because I've been watching a lot of Skinwalker stuff.
Oh, yeah,
Skinwalker Ranch stuff. So in that hunt for the Skinwalker Ranch show, or no, I'm sorry, the what's it fucking called? Whatever, the Skinwalker Ranch show.
Yeah, that's what it's called. I think
it's Hunt for Skinwalker Ranch.
No, the hunt is the book.
The book
they
Hunt
wrote.
for Skinwalkers, or for the Skinwalker. But
this is like the mystery of Skinwalker Ranch. Something
whatever
like
it's
that.
fucking called. Whatever, you guys know what it's fucking called.
The
Anyway,
news-
in the
show,
chat,
yeah.
whatever.
This guy's
fucking
show,
tell me what it's
Brandon
called.
Fugel's show.
Yeah. Yeah. So, stuff like this, dude. They'll be like, let's get a temperatureologist, I don't know, whatever, to come out here with his equipment, right?
Yeah, okay.
And then, so he'll set up, and always shit like this will happen. It'll be like, oh, this is, just need to calibrate it. There's this one guy, he's like an astronomer.
Yeah.
And, he's like, well, like trying to explain it. He's like, it's not working. He's like, what's not working?
Yeah.
He's like, well, first I got to take like a map of the sky, and then so I can catch anything in it, and we could track it with the camera.
Yeah.
He's like, but first I got to take the picture of the sky. I can't do it. It's like not letting me do it.
Yeah.
Shit just doesn't work. Phones die. Flashlights die. Phones don't work.
It doesn't
Cameras
want
stop
you to
working.
catch it.
As soon as you see, oh shit.
Done.
Fucking
yeah. You don't think they have cameras set up on every inch of this property?
they do.
And they still catch just even from a distance. That one camera is the only
That's
thing
it.
that saw
Yeah.
it, and it's just a flash in the sky. The camera that was right in front of this huge craft that could have given this perfect evidence.
Yeah.
It died
Didn't
right
work.
before
Yep.
it happened.
Yep, and then came back right to life right after. Like just this
So even
most
this,
annoying shit.
all they wanted to do was take a picture. They're like, "Oh, this is a great spot for us to all take a picture together."
Yeah.
Every phone is dead.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Fucking dope, dudes.
So now they have no phones, no
to the
cameras.
ranch house and plug them in and let them charge up, but we don't want to disrupt our day because of it. It was very frustrating. We pull up around the backside of the structure. This is October. After about
This is
10
such
minutes,
a bizarre story, bro.
Yeah.
Check this out.
I asked, well, where's George, the big guy, the security, the 6'6" security? For some reason, we kind of lost track of it. Well, let me go try to find him. So I proceed to walk around to the back of the homestead. And right as I'm coming around the corner, it was as if something cupped my ears. It was all of my hearing was impacted. It was as if I walked into a soundproof room.
Frequency change.
Yeah, all of the ambient noise disappears.
Weird.
And I thought it was the strangest thing. See, off in the distance, standing fully upright, this 6'6" giant of a man in the back of this UTV. And I thought, that's odd. So I yell his name, George. And I can hear kind of muffled. It's almost like yelling underwater. And he's not responding. And as I near the vehicle and shout his name again, he's standing upright with his eyes closed.
Weird.
And right as I'm nearing the vehicle, all of the ambient noise, all of the sound comes back. His eyes fluttered open. And he looked down at me. And I said, what's going on?
Yeah.
Something happened? What's going on? And he said, well, that was weird. What is weird? And he says, well, when you all jumped out, I stood up and found myself paralyzed. I couldn't speak. I couldn't move. And then everything went black.
What?
So this guy, this poor security guard, has this episode, right?
Well, that was weird. He's like pissed himself.
Yeah. This is the first,
That was weird.
and this is the owner's first weird happening since owning the ranch. Is all of a sudden he loses his hearing, All the phones are dead. He loses his hearing, and this security guard goes into some sort of fugue state. This security guard ends up in the hospital for weeks with something they can't figure out exactly what happened to him. But he was hospitalized for weeks after this episode. Something in that where there was no noise during that, whatever it was that captured him for that 10 minutes. Caused like real damage to his health. So this place can be dangerous. There's radiation poisoning instances. There's some strange stuff that happens to you, like physically, physiologically, mentally. So that's the beginning of this story, and this is still the same story with this doctor. So after this guy goes into this weird fugue state, play this next clip. Okay. This is what happens to them
Then
next.
we're getting to the best movie ever.
Yeah, that's going to be how we kind of wrap it up, is that, because it ties in with a theory I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to keep it flowing.
Yeah, well, this story is
what do we got next?
This is the
video?
end of the story. Yeah, the next video is the end of his story with this doctor from Area 51.
We're going back to retrieve our phones to have our cameras. We're driving on that dirt road at the base of the mesa. You know, that main road that you see on the docuseries that runs east-west on the property. And as we're about halfway back to Homestead 1, or the ranch house, or the command center, as we now call it, the other security professional in the back starts shouting, "Stop the vehicle." And I look back, and he's waving his hands, pointing up ahead, shouting. He says, "Look at that, look at that." And sure enough, I look right where he's pointing, right ahead of us, right above the mesa.
Always.
At 4 o'clock in the afternoon on October 14th, and there is a 40, 50-foot long, silver grayish disc-like object. What can only be described as a flying saucer.
Yes.
And it's
Straight
just
up.
sitting there in broad daylight, clear as day, right above the mesa. And we're all sitting there astonished. I'm like, "You guys see that?" And he's like, "Yeah, that's what I was trying to get you to stop the vehicle."
Yeah.
Within a couple of seconds, it changes position. It literally blinked from one position to another.
Cool.
Either it
Teleport.
moved with split-second speed, or it was able to
Middle of
change
the
position
day.
through some other means, but it moves about 50 feet to the left or to the north. We all
Like it appeared 50 feet to the left, or you actually saw it move?
was like in the blink of an eye, it could change position
So
and move
crazy,
that quickly.
dude.
We all sat there astonished. And said, "Whoa, did you see that?" Seconds later, it drops to just kind of a low
So he's not a
hover
believer.
above the mesa.
He's a believer
It literally
now,
changes
Yeah.
position
Right? Yeah.
and
So you could
drops
stop
right
it
above
there.
the mesa.
So he gets an actual UFO encounter. So the mesa seems to be like the center of where all the activity comes from.
Yeah.
And this is what Given Life was trying to talk about earlier. Is they do LiDAR and find that there's something in that basin, in that ridge, and so they try to drill it, but they can't. Their drill bits break. They were able to get little bits and pieces of the metal that's underneath the basin. There's some sort of metal object under there. Is it a base? Is it a craft? But whatever it is, the metal is not naturally created. So the last video I have is them talking about digging on the property.
Deb said, "Yikes."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So apparently,
Well said.
since the beginning, since we started this episode, you said the previous owner said never dig.
Yeah.
Through the OSAP program, the NIDS program, there was always a hard rule about digging.
Yeah.
They knew that it could cause injuries. People would get hurt when you started to dig. Whatever's here does not want you digging in the ground.
Yeah.
It always does something to stop you, deter you, or hurt
Hence
you.
the post
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, just took it.
Fucking disappeared.
Yeah, just said
And
no.
now it's in a
no.
tree 50 feet. Yep.
So there's something under there that doesn't want to be unearthed.
Found, yeah.
And so he told all his guys, this guy that owns it now, no digging. It's a hard rule. They just recently got the okay to start digging, and that's where they started finding some cool stuff. So I want him to tell us what they found.
Tell me what you found.
Yeah.
There's so many aspects of this ranch that I want to cover. It's hard to,
Thanks
it's
to Sean
hard
Ryan
to
for the,
organize it all
info
into one thing. So
on
I'm
this
just
one.
going to stick with
Talk
the digging.
about
But
digging. Yeah.
you know, you guys are finding some type of a metal substance within the mesa.
Don't advertise on our channel.
No,
above the
please.
mesa, hover
You know,
above the
thank you for
mesa,
the
fly
clip.
into the mesa,
fuck that.
fly out of the mesa. Are you going to excavate that site?
That's the big
The
question.
mesas
Everybody
are
wants
very
to know.
unstable. Every time that we dig, that we conduct any type of excavation or exploratory activity and disturb the earth, it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
We see material come down. It's a dangerous environment. We also don't want to damage the very technology or artifact or whatever
Something's in
may
there.
be buried
They've
in the
seen
mesa
it.
that is unnatural, that may be connected
They've tested the metal.
to
It's unnatural.
the strange activity.
There's something there.
Yeah.
Metallic
Finish, yeah.
Oh, finish?
Yeah, let him finish.
substance that was recovered
Because this is interesting.
through the biopsy, through the
tells you what they
drilling
found.
exercises that was analyzed by the University of Utah and shown to be, not naturally occurring. And according to Dr. Taylor and others, to be matching the composition of the same material that would cover the space shuttle, that would shield a craft at entry, from extreme heat.
Isn't that
that
weird?
type of material that has been extracted from the mesa is real. It accompanies something else. I mean, I believe that it's just the tip of the iceberg of what may lie beneath, and we don't want to damage the very thing that may hold the key to getting the answers.
So the metal they found is the same metal that they used to shield space shuttles from re-entry into the atmosphere. So that's the metal that that whatever is under that mesa, when they started digging, they got a little piece of this metal, and it's not naturally occurring, and they use it for re-entry into the atmosphere. That's what that metal's for. Wow. In a mountain, this is in there. Again, a remote viewer saw control rooms. They saw a base underground at this site, not being told where they were looking. They were just given coordinates, and they said, "Yeah, there's control rooms and there's an actual base. There's some sort of base." They didn't say it was a human base.
Yeah.
All they said is they saw controls and they saw what looked to be an operating
Dude,
area.
it's like when people do DMT, they say they're in like this world where it's like this circuitry that doesn't look like our technology.
Right, exactly.
And they see like this alien and they communicate with him. It's like, dude, it's extra dimensional shit.
So here's my question. Would any of this stuff be happening there if there was no one there?
Yeah.
Like, would there be orbs showing up? It looks like it's interacting with the people. So let's take the history of the Skinwalker out of it. Let's just say this area, they say it was cursed or whatever because there was some weird stuff. But there were people there, right? And then this family gets there, and when they're living on the ranch all of a sudden, all of this activity. So then NIDS
it's like those atoms that only react when they're they react differently when they're being observed.
That being a quantum being ourselves, that we are somehow creating some of these anomalies, or they're being created for us, for whoever's there.
You know what'd be
because
so dope?
keeps moving in.
And let's make this fucking movie. And guys, don't steal my idea. It's a movie about Skinwalker Ranch, right? And what it is, the answer is time.
Yeah.
It's like time displacement. So check it out. All the orbs and shit.
Yeah.
Like it's future uses or
Future
whatever.
tech, yeah.
But no, like literally future Cameron trying to like tell me like I put the blue orb because I need to move this way because a rock was falling or or something from the ground was coming up.
Yeah.
So it's like you're trying to like guide yourself from the past into like a different direction or like out of harm's way.
I see where you're going with that.
Yeah, I'm working out the kinks.
Well,
I just came up with a fucking idea.
I know we wanted to kind of tie the segment or the topic of the day into a movie, right? And you had the best idea for the movie for this, and I think it might even hold the answer to what's happening here.
Yeah.
You want to show them what movie it is? Pull that up.
Oh, let's drum roll this shit.
Yeah. Guess what movie this is in the chat. If you can guess what movie we're thinking of. What possibly...
Let's give him a little extra time.
Yeah, what movie could we possibly have tied to this place? A circus of nonsense.
Madness.
Anything can happen. Everything does happen.
Yeah.
All in one area. And it's all to basically torture or torment whoever's there.
And to what you were saying before, and to give them a hint, it's just so people can observe, and maybe there's more to it, but there's people observing, and there's something observing, and that's why
Something's doing
this shit's
this to
happening.
them, yeah.
Come on, chat, you got this. You
What
got
movie
this.
could
Everybody
that
not
be?
everyone after the fact not
If
watching
anyone
this
ever
live.
guessed it, oh my god, that'd,
Dude,
be
that'd be the shit.
amazing. Yeah, there's no way.
My money's on Given Life for Chase Mack.
Yeah, Chase Mag maybe.
Or D Live? Who knows? Who knows, dude? Or nobody. Nobody.
I
guessed.
wouldn't even guess this, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
I would, because that's why I thought
it's
it is.
perfect. Yeah,
'cause
it's perfect.
My brain.
All right, show it to him.
All right.
Oh my god, he was right!
Holy shit, bro.
Holy shit, yes! Give it life!
I fucking knew it, bro. My money
Look
was on my
at
boy.
that!
Oh shit, wrong picture.
That's the best.
My dude, The Cabin in the Woods. Wow,
Cabin
good
in the Woods. I
fucking
can't believe
shit.
you got it,
I
man.
can't believe that.
Well done.
Wow. Good on you, buddy.
Yeah.
Good on you. And we didn't show it yet. That's fucking pretty fantastic.
That was pretty good, dude. So, yeah.
Wow. What did Jason and
He's just saying,
Tina
keep
say?
the show going. Keep the show going. Love this episode.
Always.
Thanks, Tina. Thanks, Chase. Wow. Given Life, actually, you did get it right.
Yeah, you guessed it. Wow.
The Cabin in the Woods. So,
Yeah.
if you don't know the movie, it's basically how much of it? I mean, it's an old movie, so I can give pretty much all of it.
Give it
away.
all away. Yeah, it's old as fuck.
So what they do is they have to make human sacrifices to the old gods to keep the balance of the world.
Yeah.
So they have a cabin in the woods where they, kids on vacation, and they
Just
make,
like the trope of every horror movie.
Of
is
every horror
kids
movie
go
ever.
there on
Yeah.
vacation. Little do they know,
that the whole time that it's under observation and it's in an enclosed scientific space.
Yeah.
Where the people that are on vacation there, and it's always like young college kids, it has to be for
Yeah.
the sacrifices to work.
Yeah.
They get to basically choose what kills them. And it kills them to appease these elder gods, right?
And so there's this basement.
Yeah.
And the basement has all these different relics.
Exactly.
So depending on what relic you pick is what mayhem is going to come your way.
But it could be. Show them this next picture.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So straight out of the movie, you get to see all of the different options of what's going to torture you or what's going to attack you and kill you.
Yeah.
And it's everything. Look, there's clowns, killer clowns, witches. I like that there's sexy witches is one of them. There's zombies.
There's zombies, remember? And then there's because even in the movie they said no, you these are redneck killer zombies.
That's
You
right.
bet on regular
There's
zombies.
different
whatever.
kinds of zombies. A mummy can come after you.
Yep.
So it's Skinwalker Ranch. There's, pick your poison.
A giant, the
whether
twins.
it's werewolves or
and then at the
orbs
end of
or
the movie,
UFOs.
you see them all in the glass cages, all the crazy
all
creatures.
the different things like ghosts, poltergeists. All of this stuff happens at Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
What if that's what this is? What if it's a test environment from some sort of being or some dimensional intelligence?
So if it's not sacrificing to the
playing with
gods,
people.
it's testing human intelligence or our acceptance of shit.
But it's
or,
like it's playing with them in like a way that's torturous. It's not. It's never a positive thing. There was only one story I heard that left anyone feeling good. Mostly it's frustration, or anger, or hopelessness, or anxiety, or it's always and it's specific. There was one instance where 6 people all looking at the same object saw something different.
Yeah.
That's a recorded from NIDS. That's a recorded happening. So yeah, it's just, I love that he got the movie. I like this movie. I think Cabin in the Woods is actually a good movie. It's a cool, fresh idea.
Yeah.
And
it's great.
You can make any horror movie this situation. You can
sure.
say they're in a cabin in the woods.
So
situation.
written by Joss Whedon and Drew Goddard. So Joss
cool.
Whedon, we all know, did Firefly.
The
He
Avengers.
did the Avengers Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
He did the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show with his brother. And then Drew Goddard did maybe one of my favorite Netflix things ever. The Daredevil show. He was the showrunner for Daredevil.
I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah.
so some good people worked
Two
on it.
bad motherfuckers
And Thor is
working
in
on
it.
this.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Hemsworth's
like
in
that
it.
he's in it. It's a good
And like
movie.
Given Life said, the pothead almost lived. Yeah, he almost made it till the end.
Yeah,
dude.
that was cool.
He was like the virgin and the pothead. Because there's tropes. And
Yeah.
Hemsworth was the jock, you know.
They
the
both
hot,
do make
slutty
it.
girl.
They just end the world because he doesn't die. Yeah. So yeah, I like that he was. Yeah, he was like supposedly dead and comes back to save the
Great,
day.
yeah. No, it's a great movie.
But dude, it has like so many parallels to if they saw an underground base.
Yeah.
And that does exist.
Oh,
and
man.
there's something in there.
Dude, That's literally what this shit is.
Then that's what it is. It's a bunch of alien scientists or interdimensional scientists, dogs maybe with trench coats
Fucking
hanging
A.
out.
Why not?
Just torturing people with different weird shit. And the reason it's happening is because people keep coming there, and so they have more people to mess with. As long as there's people to mess with, they're going to mess with them. And they do it in it's been happening for generations. So if there's nobody there, would it still happen? I don't think it would. I think it's because there's people there.
Because people are observing it.
Yeah.
That's why shit happens.
Yeah, 100%. This guy who owned the ranch for 6 months never was there. He just wanted to know his stuff happening. As soon as he shows up, a
Bring
UFO
security,
in broad
this,
daylight.
that, and third, yeah.
Yeah, it's immediate. So then that's why he starts dumping millions into, and guess what? That brings more people for it to play with. Like by getting the owner to have an experience, it got more people to play with.
So what's the point though? Not just
Right?
torture. Like it needs people to like. What if it feeds off fear? Like
That's interesting.
or curiosity. You know?
Yeah.
Who knows what?
I don't know,
Yeah.
but I think that it's the fact that somebody's there to play with. That's why it's
So
happening.
let's get the basics out of the way.
Yeah.
I think we already have, but just to be totally certain, you believe all these stories.
Oh, these are all scientists. They're all
The Shermans weren't
tops of their
scientists.
fields. No, I mean,
But
Ned's
no.
guys,
I
yeah.
know. But just adding to what you're saying, the Shermans weren't scientists.
No.
But they got some words for you.
Oh
right?
yeah, they told their story, and even after they sold the ranch, the dad stayed on. As
So
the
Terry
ranch
wanted
hand.
to stay as the not the ranch hand, but the
manager.
whatever. That
Yeah,
fucking
he was like a
called.
ranch manager, caretaker.
the head of the ranch. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the ranch leader. Whatever
Yeah.
the fuck. But yeah,
So he
Terry
stayed
stayed on as the ranch leader.
Yeah.
And ranch leader sounds so stupid. Whatever it's called, you know what it's
Yeah.
called. But yeah. So the ranch manager.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. So yeah. So okay, the Sherman story you believe.
I think most of what happened to them, as they told it,
'Cause
did happen. Yeah.
Nid shit. They saw similar stuff.
The cryptids,
and crazier
the
stuff.
orbs, the UFOs, and that was all well documented
Yeah.
by actual scientists there to prove it wrong, to try and come up with an explanation for it. They don't want to send in paperwork saying we have no idea. They want to solve this.
Hold on, just look at me. I look like a model. Look at my hair.
Blowing in the wind.
Yeah. Hold on. Ready?
Yeah. Why is it blowing?
'cause
I've
I
never
put a
seen it
fan
blow
on.
before. Oh, okay.
Ready? I'm selling this water.
Yeah.
Do the voiceover.
Aquafina. It will make you better looking. Now sip it. Doesn't that feel good? Now you have more life juice. Aquafina.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
Anyway, so but
Yeah.
dude, it's the best are the stories like. Hold on, let me take this. Like
It's bothering you now.
now it's pissing me off. Yeah. I just feel like I'm modeling, and I can't be normal when I'm modeling.
Right. Right.
So like George Knapp telling the
Yeah.
story of the cops saying, "Oh yeah, we saw these two
Yep.
guys smoking cigarettes. Realized they were dogs.
But they were dogs.
So what do you include in the book? What do you
Yeah,
what do you
imagine
say?
trying to
What's
come up
too
with-
much? Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny.
Because even the it's daytime in this little fucking orb. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy.
So you'd probably, because you have to tell the story. That's what he
Yeah.
is. He's a reporter.
Yeah.
So I get why you would write the book. You have to tell the story. But yeah, I would love
Right,
to be
so-
in the writer's room.
Yeah.
For that.
So we gotta.
Yeah. So let's start. I mean,
Let's
I think,
start. Well, check it out.
Okay.
I mean, we've been on the ranch for what was it 6 months now?
Yeah.
I say we start the book off with orbs. Simple, easy.
Yeah, people like orbs.
People love orbs.
They've seen orbs. You can take
Everybody's seen an
pictures.
orb.
There are ghost stories. There's orbs.
on.
Easy peasy. So,
Everybody
yes.
has a Ring camera
Yeah.
or a Wise
Okay.
camera, and they're like, "Oh shit, an orb!"
Orbs are
I just
good.
got a notification.
Okay,
we'll start with the
them. Yeah,
orbs,
start
right?
with orbs. That makes sense.
Oh, and what about the ones with the holes to another dimension or where it's daytime? You want to? We'll leave that maybe later. We'll do. We'll do.
It happened though. We should mention it. We
It's
got
crazy,
to
though.
mention the portals.
You
want to
do it in two
dimension.
parts? Maybe we'll go
Yeah.
orbs, then we'll go UFOs.
We'll separate. We have to do UFOs.
We got to. Well, help me not going to do
Big
UFOs.
seller.
They're,
That's a
and
big
UFOs are very big right now.
Yeah, they're
Everybody's talking about UFOs.
They're always hot. UFOs are hot.
UFOs are always hot. That's
So
true.
we
but they're hotter now than ever.
start orbs.
Yeah.
Then
orbs.
we'll go to UFOs.
UFOs. Yeah.
Then portals to another dimension. Right. I think that's a good
What if we
step.
pull back?
Okay.
Just a little bit. Instead of portals to another dimension,
Okay.
we just do the the cryptids.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
People love Bigfoot. They'll
Ease them in.
They'll like the Beaversaurus.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, or
we'll lead with the
puffy
Beaversaurus.
bird that shot and out of the tree and it disappeared.
Is that too crazy though?
Oh yeah, no. You know what?
Yeah.
If people believe in Bigfoot, they'll believe in the giant wolf.
And the Beaversaurus.
Yeah, and the Beaversaurus.
Okay, we'll throw the Beaversaurus
Yeah,
in there.
I mean,
okay.
we got to tell them about the wolf that was shot 6 times and just
Well,
walked away.
it had skin flying off
mean,
and
we gotta
didn't
tell 'em. You
flinch.
gotta
How
tell
you're not
'em.
gonna leave that?
Okay,
you
so
gonna
we'll
leave
put-
that story.
okay,
out? You're gonna
so-
leave the story out about the wolf who didn't
We'll
flinch when
do
he
the
got shot.
cryptids before the portals to the other dimensions.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah, yeah. It's
now,
like a okay.
The dog
smooth.
smoking cigarettes, is that part of cryptids, or is that its own chapter?
No, we just leave. You want to put that in there?
Well, it happened.
That's tough, though, right?
That's an interesting one. I don't
That's a
want
lot.
people to not.
Okay, here's what we'll
believe
do.
the
You're right.
stories.
We'll go Beaversaurus.
Okay.
And then we'll go smoking dog.
Smoking dog. Okay.
Okay.
Beaversaurus, smoking dog. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we already did the portals to the other dimension.
You got it.
Okay.
Yep.
So then, that doesn't.
So what do we end with?
Yeah, we gotta end strong. This is a tough one.
So should we do the remote viewer that saw the circuitry?
I
and
was
the
gonna say let's
room?
just go right to the craft in the mesa. There's obviously a spaceship in the mountain. We
Yeah.
gotta tell them about it.
What about this?
We gotta say that there's a spaceship there.
Yeah, we could tell them about the space. What
That's-
if we just
that's a good
wrote a
ending.
movie about people going to a cabin
Okay.
in the woods?
Right.
We didn't even call it cabin in the woods.
Oh, and then they experience all
A
kinds of
bunch
crazy
different crazy shit.
phenomenon.
So you know what, we'll do fiction. Let's go fiction.
But it's all true.
I know, but the last 6
No
months,
one's gonna believe
we'll
any of
just-
this.
Yeah,
Sam.
they're not gonna believe it.
Let's just forget about
So
it.
let's just
move
let's
on.
write a book.
Yeah.
Let's write a movie called Cabin in the
The
Woods.
fact that they published this book, I could see this is like my credibility as a reporter.
Oh my God.
Is gonna be gone
Yep.
if I tell this dog story.
Yeah.
But he did. So
Well, he
good
didn't
for
put it
you,
in the
George
book.
Knapp. He did. They did put it in the book.
Oh, I thought he didn't and left it out.
No, they had to debate it.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Because think of the shit we just said.
Exactly.
It's
None
the
of it's,
craziest thing. Let's put the Beaversaurus next to the smoking dogs in trench
and
coats.
the portals, yeah, to the other dimensions.
Dimensional portal.
Yep.
Pre-
Space shuttle fabric in the mountain.
Yeah.
It's all
Pre-space shuttle in the mountain.
Skinwalker Ranch has it all.
Pre-digging kills you. Yeah. Shooting
don't
something out
forget
of a
about
tree.
radiation poisoning. Yeah, we got to put that in there. There was the fugue state. We got to talk about the guy that fell asleep standing up and then had to be hospitalized for 6 months.
And don't forget about thank you there.
Yeah.
Brian. But yeah, radiation poisoning. When there's like nothing around that gives off radiation.
Oh no!
And
Yeah.
they'll have like signs of radiation poisoning.
Oh, we didn't even touch paranormal activity.
No.
The groceries repacking themselves.
Well, George told that story. Yeah.
yeah, we got to put it in the book.
Oh yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So high
we didn't
strangeness.
even
We got to
get
talk
there.
about that.
Yeah. Dude.
So then we'll put about the Sherman, Terry Sherman and his family hearing
Voices above their
his
head? Yeah.
while hearing rumblings under his feet.
It's going in the book. This is crazy. Think about
It's
what
the
we've
nuttiest
covered
place.
today.
So when we were on our production call,
Yeah.
you put it the best. You said, "Dude, this place is a fucking circus."
It's a circus.
and it really is.
Yeah.
It's just nonstop. Like, what?
It's
and I know
Cabin in the
us,
Woods.
like telling you sort of with the funny twist on it, where we're making jokes,
Right.
but which is, by the way, that's our niche. The only place you could get cute, hear dope content, and have funny little.
Oh, in a funny way?
gags.
Yeah. Nobody has
Who
fun
does this?
talking
Who
about
does
Skinwalker
this?
Ranch. It's just not a thing.
Yeah, here-
They
ready?
They try and scare you with it.
Ready here? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Here's
here-
every video about Skinwalker Ranch. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm excited.
I'm just gonna pull this up because it's the easiest.
Okay.
So Skinwalker Ranch in 1930, the Myers bought. That's every video.
Yeah. The
That's every video.
Yeah. The first strange happening was a giant dog on the property.
It's Chills.
I had to. Yeah.
You did Chills.
It's
Yeah.
Chills.
That's-
Chills is.
I was-
he's fun.
Yeah.
It's a good voice.
It's the
but
best
it's
voice.
true. Yeah, it's fun to talk about this kind of stuff, but have fun with it because whoa. But so now that this show is in full effect, and this entity, in my opinion, was able to get more people there to play with. By convincing this guy that it was worth putting money into. And as
Yeah.
long as there are people willing to go there to see what's happening, it's going to continue to happen.
Yeah.
That's my theory. I think it is Cabin in the Woods. I think something is playing games, mind games. George Knapp will say it in interviews. He thinks something is playing games with the people there. So that's my theory. What's your theory about this place? How could all of these anomalies happen in one place?
Here, I'll tell you my theory.
Yes,
it differs from
I'd
yours.
love to know. Yeah.
It's I think that, like I said before, there's certain places in the earth,
Yeah.
on the earth, in the world.
Yeah,
that
ley
are
lines, even
thin, thin layers to other dimensions.
Okay.
And I think this is one of those places where it's just
So a beaver source just jumps out of its world, which it could be any dimension.
Dude, that's
it
what
could
I'm saying.
be open to
the beaver
I see what
source
you're
fucking
saying, yeah.
dimension. Yeah.
So some
where
in some
everything,
worlds-
everyone's a beaver source.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just a portal to one dimension.
Everyone is
It's
a
a
dog
thing.
that stands upright that wears a
Yeah,
trench
dude,
coat and
that's
smokes.
the best.
They're looking at these guys like, what
Whoa,
the
are those
fuck?
humans in a car?
Yeah.
That would be
Humans don't
freaky.
drive.
Yeah.
Humans are our pets.
This is nuts.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Let's bounce.
Yeah, the
And then they-
Stegosaurus too. Oh my gosh, are those people?
Yeah, yeah. Those are our pets. Yeah.
I love
Everyone
the
just
giant
everything
wolf.
just says.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are our pets. Every time I see people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
a human just shoot me?
There's humans using guns over there.
Yeah.
Someone should do something about that.
Yeah. It's the equivalent to us saying that dog just shot at me with a gun.
So what about the groceries repacking? Is that like time reversing?
Yeah,
for
100%.
those items.
Because, dude, putting each one back in the right way.
Yeah,
that's
imagine
fucking
that. That's a
madness.
lot of
You'd
work.
be like, okay, put the cauliflower away. Okay. Oh, the green beans go in there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, the chips. Oh, wait, Fritos and then Lay's. Okay.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's crazy,
It's just a
dude.
rewind. So yeah, maybe
just a-
dimensional space just acts differently in this area.
Yeah.
But so you don't think it's something interacting with people? You think it's just a place for high strangeness? It is just
Well, no,
one of
because
those areas.
there's a dimensional like rift. So yeah, there's an orb that comes through.
Yeah, sentient orbs are from a place.
From Orbland,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck. Yeah.
And they're
or
like,
from
"Oh,
the
what's this
future of our
dog?
Earth. Yeah, whatever.
What's a dog jumping out?
Yeah. Oh, did you
This
hear
is
that
weird.
change in that guy's pocket? Fuck yeah.
I love whenever the guy's digging, whatever that was, just said, yeah, and just
No.
threw it. Yeah, you're not going to dig here.
Mine.
So
Yeah.
why can't you dig? That's interesting. If it's
Yeah.
just a dimensional veil, why is digging something that causes...
It'll open up the rift, dude.
Okay, so it somehow disturbs the veil.
Yeah.
So something is in the ground, though. Maybe whatever's in the ground is causing this dimensional rift.
Yeah.
Because there's evidence of something there.
You know what? I'm picturing just
Some
a
metal
spherical, like, metallic ball that swirls and it generates energy
Yeah.
for people living on Jupiter.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
But something.
It's
something crazy, that's
it's
for sure.
something crazy.
So,
it's
chat, what do you guys
everything
think?
Crazy.
Yeah, it's all the crazy things.
So yeah. Oh, could be the last active pyramid. That's an interesting one. Oh yeah. So it's actually because these pyramids were probably created to generate some sort of energy, and maybe for that purpose. Because yeah, we still don't even know what that's about.
Dude, we don't know anything.
Yeah, we know nothing, and that's the crazy part, and that's what drives these scientists nuts at Skinwalker Ranch is they still have no answers.
Oh, by the way,
None.
we forgot best movie ever, Cabin in
Yeah.
the Woods.
Okay.
So 0 through 10, how many cabins do you give Cabins in the Woods?
Ooh, I'm gonna give it 7 cabins.
7 cabins.
I think it's a good one. I really very cool story, very unique. My only gripe
Yeah.
is, I mean, through the whole movie, we're seeing these people are controlling what's going on.
Yeah.
Is that just right at the end in like the 5-second exposition is, by the way, this is why we're doing this, and then Sigourney Weaver dies.
Yeah.
But so they didn't give us a lot of that. It was just like 5 seconds, like, oh, this is what all of this is, by the way.
Yeah, but can I tell you why
don't
that
like
probably is the reason? Because if you say it earlier, then it's like,
But
like,
it was like just a quick.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this is why we do it.
because I think they did it, and they're like, oh, the audience is smart enough; they'll like understand. They're like, well, let's hand feed them. Maybe even they
And
did
it's Sigourney
yeah,
just for 5 seconds.
yeah, maybe they even did a whole edit without that, and the
Yeah.
audience is like, wait, so
what's going on? Yeah, okay.
and they're like, all right, well, let's put it.
The
in
giant hand at the end is great.
there. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 7 cabins.
I'm also gonna give it almost 7 cabins. I'm gonna give it 6.87 cabins.
Okay, yeah, 6.87 cabins.
6.87
So
cabins.
a
out of
partially
10.
built cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah. In hell, it would still be a partially built cabin.
And you'd see the tiles coming.
Yeah, you get to see the logs.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So, yeah. All right. So almost 7 cabins.
I
That's
like it.
fucking
It's a good
good.
movie. I can't believe Given Life got that correct.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
So yeah,
All right.
chat. Any ideas on this? Please let us know.
Yep.
Anything you think that this might be, make sure to comment on it on this video.
Yeah.
Just want to say that because I'd love to hear more theories.
Cool. What else you got?
That's it.
Cool.
That's it.
I'm set.
We talked about every anomaly, every paranormal thing, all in one area.
What do you want to tell the people?
Thank you so much for joining us today to talk about the most mysterious place on Earth, Skinwalker Ranch. Please like, please subscribe. It helps get our video out there. It gets it to more people. We want to keep bringing you this content. Give us some ideas on what you want to hear next. Throw it in the comments. Thank you so much to the chat as always. We love all you guys. You guys make the show so much better and so much more fun for us to do. So thank you.
Yeah, guys, we appreciate you so much. You are the show.
Yeah.
You are everything. We love you so much. Like, subscribe, go visit that Patreon, and we will see you Thursday for Crash Talk. Love you guys. Have a good day, and we'll see you the day after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crash Talk. Couple days.
Crash Talk later.
See you.